natural bodybuilder and powerlifter and owner of Christian Gym Supplement Store, Faith Weights and Protein Shakes. We're doing our online training, and this segment is legs and abs. All right, so legs and abs. We're going to start with legs because it's a bigger muscle group. And in your legs, you've got a lot of different muscles. You got your quads, your hamstrings, your calves, your glutes. You want to start out with a multi-joint compound movement, which just means multiple joints are working, so multiple muscles are working. So when you're squatting, your hip, knee, and ankle are all moving, so your quads, hamstring, glutes, and calves are all working. So it works multiple joints and multiple muscles. So we're going to start here on the squat. Three things to make sure that are centered is the bar. You can kind of see from the lines, the pad, and that you're centered. This pad's nice because it centers for you. It's got like a little dip in it. So if you don't have a pad, it's okay. Or if you just have dumbbells, you can hold dumbbells. Either way, we'll just go through the routine and you can decide what works best for you. So, all right, so go ahead and squat down to the bar, and then you're gonna come up off the rack. You're gonna step back, feet shoulder width, and you're gonna hinge from the hips. So you don't wanna hinge from your knees because you can blow your knee out. You wanna hinge like you're sitting in a chair. So you're gonna come back, down, yep, shoulders are back, chest is out. You wanna keep the weight in your heels. You wanna make sure your knees aren't bowing in or bowing out. So you wanna keep your hip, knee, and ankle in a straight line. He's breathing in as he's coming down. He's breathing out as he's coming up. Yep. That's good. All right. If you only had time to do one exercise for legs, this would be the one you'd want to do because it hits everything. Remember to do 3 to 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps. Stop the video, do that before you go on to the next exercise. Now we're going to do narrow squat. So he's going to get in the same position. The difference on this one is he's going to come up off the rack. He's going to bring his feet 2 to 3 inches apart, so really narrow. And hands are going to come out just a little bit wider. Yep, these are actually called crucifix squats, so reps for Jesus. It's going to target more the outer part of his quad. So he's going to hinge from the hips, and just keep in mind you don't have as much to support you because when you're in a wider stance, your balance is a little bit better because your hips are supporting you. Here it's just all core. So shoulders are back, chest is out. You want to find a focal point kind of up a little bit just so you align your spine. It's keeping the weight in his heels. Good. Breathing in on the way down, breathe out on the way up. Okay, good. Perfect. All right, so the primary difference is they're both compound moves. So they work every muscle in the legs. But you're going wide, it works more the inner part of the legs. When you're going narrow, it works more the outer part of the legs. So it's how you get the separation in the quad is by doing inner and outer. So it works a little differently. Even though it's hitting everything, it isolates certain areas a little bit more. Okay. And then we're going to go and we're going to follow this up with some lunges. And we're just going to take some dumbbells here. Just going to hold them by your side. And you can do these in place or you can do these walking. And we're going to go ahead and just do some walking lunges because we've got this nice turf here to play with. But I'll show you also how you can do them in place. And so he's going to go ahead and step out forward and just make sure his knee doesn't go over his toe. And shoulders are back, chest is out. Yep. And then he's going to step forward again. And if you need to just tap your foot in the center, like if it's too much, like this will come up. Just tap right here. Step forward. Once you come up, step forward and with this other foot, bring it to where this foot's at. There you go. And now lunge forward. So you can do that. That's more of a beginner version of doing that is you kind of give yourself a little break in between. See the difference? So go ahead and head back this way and then show him the way you were originally doing it. So here he's not stopping, he's just going to jump right over. See? He's just lunging right over. But if you need to catch your balance first, go ahead and go back to the beginner way of doing it. Just tap your foot and then, yep, good. Awesome. Now, this one you're going to want to do, make sure you're doing around 20 reps because it's 10 each leg. So, you want to count it individually, and then 3 to 4 sets, you know, and maybe 20, 30-second rest in between. Now we're going to go to like side lunges, and we're going to work in more of a lateral plane of motion. So what I'm going to have him do is kind of hold up the dumbbells in front of him a little bit, because if he's holding them down by his side, he's going to hit his side because we're moving laterally. And one leg's going to kind of go straight, the other one's going to bend. He's going to step out, and then he's going to step back in, and then he's going to step out to the other side. He's stretching on one leg, he's flexing on the other. Yep, shoulders are back, chest is out. He's keeping those dumbbells in front of him. Good. Yep. Awesome. Yep. Don't forget to breathe. All right. And that's it for the legs today. Now we're going to go into some abs. All right. So now with abs, we are going to start with a basic sit-up. Now the basic sit-up is going to work your upper and middle area of your abs. And we're going to do this on a mat. So I'm going to have Isaac go ahead and lay down here. And you can put your feet under some dumbbells if you have them. If not, you can put it underneath your couch, or you can have somebody step. If you have somebody to work out with, you can have somebody step on your feet. Okay, but just make sure your feet are grounded. And 3 different ways you can do a sit-up. One is with your hands in front of you. 2 is crossing your arms. That's the second hardest way. And the hardest way would be behind your head. Now, if you do the behind your head, you just want to make sure you're not pulling on your neck so you don't strain your neck. Again, the easiest way is just your hands in front of you. And if you can't perform a sit-up all the way up, you can just crunch. So do what you can do. But we're going to go ahead and show the video with the full sit-up. So go ahead and come up. Yep. You're going to breathe out. You're going to come back. Breathe in. Yep. Yep. Good. Yep. 3, 4. Good. Yep. 5. Let's go 5 more. And he's going slow on the way back, so he's not throwing himself back to where he's going to throw his back out. So he's going slow on the negative resistance. So if you notice, good. All right. So 3 to 4 sets of those, 8 to 12 reps. You could even go 15 to 20 reps with the abs because it's a higher property of slow twitch muscle fibers, which are fatigue resistant. So sometimes higher reps work better for abs, or you could treat it like every other muscle and go 8 to 12. And then the next exercise we're going to do is going to be alternating sit-ups. So we're going to go ahead and take this ball here, Isaac. And some people call these twists. You're going to kind of lean back slightly, and you're going to rotate from side to side. You're going to touch. You're going to attempt to touch each side on the ground. Yep. And then back. Yep. And then yep. Awesome. Yep. This is more about rotation. Yep. Now, the further he moves the ball out away from him, so if you put the ball out further and do that, the more the resistance is going to be. So you can add resistance just by moving your hand out further. Yep. So you notice his trunk, his waist is staying stationary. His feet are pretty much stationary. The only thing that's moving is his torso. Okay, and then if you want to demonstrate with a dumbbell, so if you don't have a ball, you can use a dumbbell. Anything with weight. Yep. You just bring his elbow to the mat there. And again, you could add resistance just by bringing your hands out further. Just challenge yourself, okay? All right, that's good. And again, 8 to 12 reps if you want to work it like every other muscle, or you can go up to 15 to 20 if you want to go higher reps. And so the last exercise I'm going to have Isaac do is going to be for the lower abs. It's leg lifts. So you're just going to have your hands underneath your hips. And if you want to strengthen your neck more, you can have your neck up like this, or you can have your head back if you're not really worried about building any muscle in the neck. But you want your feet together, and then you're going to bring up your feet past 90. So you want to make sure that you get up past 90. That's the most important part. If he only gets to 90 degrees, it's only working the hip flexors. But if you pass 90, it's working your lower abs. And come back down, inch away if you can, and then come back up. Try not to touch the ground if you really want to challenge yourself. If that's too much, go ahead and touch the ground. If that's hard for you to do. The most important part is that you're going up past 90. Again, if you only go to 90, it's only working hip flexors. Once you pass 90, you start to hit more of the lower abdominals. If you can't do this, then what you're going to do is you're going to bend the knees, and then just bring your knees up past 90. And then come back down. Try not to touch the ground. Come back up. Yep, and if that's too hard, you're going to tap the ground. So come back down, and then back up. Okay? The most important part, again, is we get past 90. And if you can't do this, if you're really elderly or something, and you have bad hips, or you just can do one leg at a time. So just bring one leg up, yep, and then bring it down, yep, and then, yep. Or you can just do knee, one leg, yep, and then alternate, of course, different legs. So, a couple different modifications for this exercise, but anybody can do something. And then higher reps, otherwise do 8 to 12 if you want to treat it like every other muscle. That's abs.